Okay. There we go. Looks like things are working alright. They do. Good. Right. Alrighty. Well, welcome along, everybody, to the first of my team in F123. I've not touched any of it so far. I've been very much focused on just getting to grips with the new game and trying to make sure I can still drive the car somewhat. But yeah, it'll be good to start a new My Team in F123. So, what have we got to choose between? Newcomer, midfield, and championship contender. I don't want the pressure of championship contender because what's going to happen is I'm going to spin in a very expensive car. The newcomers, I think, I'm trying to remember if that's, I think that's where we started in F122. And I think probably when I did my team in F121. And it is a massive fight at the beginning because you start with nothing and you're having to work your way up. So I think this time round I might actually go for the midfield challenger. I guess the kind of principle is maybe we've taken over one of the midfield teams or we've bought out a midfield team, perhaps a bit like what's going to happen with Alfa Romeo becoming or reverting back to being Sauber next year, and then is it 2025 or 2026 when Audi takes them over. So I guess that could be our our entry point. It means that we start with a bit of renown, 5 million in the bank, and it looks like maybe one factory upgrade as well. So let's try that. So we get a full Formula 1 season, or we can choose a custom season. I'm just gonna have a quick look at the custom season just to see. I mean, I could choose the just the tracks that I like, right? So sadly, Monaco wouldn't be up there. But that feels a bit cruel. In fact, what does a 16 race look like? So they get rid of Baku, they get rid of Monaco, they get rid of Hungary. So that would be a shame. Hey, Demon, time for crash and cast. Well, we'll see. Probably, most likely, yes. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then Zandvoort, and I'm just having a quick look to see what the difference is between letting the game choose doing the full F1 season, or either customizing it, or doing like a 16 race season or a 10 race season. It's interesting to see what which circuits they cut out. But interesting that they cut Circuit of Americas and Mexico in a 16 race season. So what would be 10 race? So they do Bahrain, they wouldn't do Jeddah, they do Australia, Miami, and then no Imola, Monaco, or Spain. Wow. Canada, Austria, Great Britain, Spa, Monza. No, that's fine. I think we'll do the full season, and then I'll change things later. So let's just see again what the options are. I'm guessing it's gonna be fine. We're using all assist softs, that's fine. Difficulty, oh yeah, let's bump that right up. I say right up. Let's go for the magic number that is 69. Random tracks get cut. I see. This is I don't think it's random. I think they've just gone for a selection of probably most played tracks or most favourable tracks. How they've reviewed that, I don't know. But I did flick back and forth a couple of times, and they didn't like re-randomise. But yeah, it's interesting to see which ones they have cut out. There's certainly a couple there that I'm kind of surprised that they would cut them, but maybe that's just me. weekend structure. So this is what I need to work out. This we use default settings for the career to provide a balance, but I don't know. Like, I'm quite happy using that, but I kind of want to know what that means. Does that mean what, like, length of race? We might have to come back and tweak that, but because I'd quite like to do. You have to do full practice. One-shot qualifying's fine. I'm not fussed about doing multiple qualifying sessions, but the session length. I was thinking, if possible, it might be nice to do the 35%, the medium session length, rather than short, just so there's a little bit, hopefully more variety in terms of a variety of things. I did forget to switch screen. That would help, wouldn't it? Let's switch to screen, because you can probably just hear the music in the background. But let's just have a look at options. It's alright, you've not missed anything interesting. It's just me flicking through settings. I'd love to do full races, but I don't have. If I didn't have a job, I would totally do full race sessions. That would be absolutely fine. But I'm going to need time. What are the rules set on? I think I'll leave it alone and hope that the recommended recommended settings are decent. So look, enable my team icons. Use on my team. Cannot be disabled. My team icons can only be. Oh right, so this is if you want to recruit historical drivers and things like that from other eras. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun. Start career with selected options. Yes, that seems smart. Let's do it. But we did miss something. No, everything's fine. It's all good. It really wasn't interesting. Just clicking through menus.
First things first, let's create your driver.
Okay. Ah, yes. My default driver. I think this is. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the beardiest guy we get in F1 games, which is fair enough because you don't see F1 drivers with big beards, mainly because it'd be a hassle to get under the helmet, and I'd imagine, and possibly a fire risk. I don't know. maybe not, but a little bit of facial hair fine. But I think it's always going to come out, like, certainly if I wore a helmet with this, it would just get all mangled as part of the race, and it would just you'd have to have a beard stylist on call all day, every day. It'd be awful. Right, and then let's choose British nationality. Let's choose our name and number. Name, right. Actually, I can put an actual name in. That might be nice, because I actually think, if I remember correctly, If I remember correctly from previous games, they usually have the flying fin audio. They've got see, this is what's annoying though. They've got the flying fin, but they didn't think to put in fin. They've got a Flynn, just not a fin. So let's see if they've got the flying fin. Still, I'm not entirely sure where that came from. Here we go. See. The flying fin.
The flying fin.
So that'll have to do.
The flying fin.
Tell you what, the audio in this bit is uber loud. In the menus it was quieter, and now it's gone. Right, and then number 12.
And now
Advance.
let's focus on your
There we
driver's
go.
look.
Driver's look. Oh right, yeah, because clothing. Can I copy it? Yes. So this is what I've been using in my F1 World car, my multiplayer car. It's a bought situation with yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. But yeah, I went for this this design earlier on just because I liked the green and the gold suit. It was a bit nicer. The problem with the full green suit is it just looked a little bit, I don't know. where the gold accents were didn't quite work as well, but I thought this looked quite shiny. I've got some new helmet layouts and designs, but I'm quite happy with this one. It all kind of matches nicely. Science spaghetti. No. The logo creator in this still isn't great. It's the one area of the whole like My Team experience that still seems to be a little bit, I don't know, lackluster. It's just very limiting in terms of the shapes and things you can use, which is a bit of a shame. But I don't know what I created there. It was like a mix between V for Victory and some stripes. I don't know. It'll do for now.
Start with an easy one.
Team name, well, it's Pickle Force Racing, obviously. Typing with gloves is difficult.
Nice. Now, some kind of income stream is critical, so we need to sign a primary sponsor. Our primary sponsor will pay a sign-in bonus to the team up front. This is vital to cover the early investments we need to make. They'll also provide valuable weekly income for us. Each sponsor has a goal they want the team to achieve. If we hit that goal, the sponsor will pay us an additional goal bonus.
Okay, good to know. So, earn 25 Constructors' Championship points in a season. Considering we're coming in as a midfield contender, I'd like to think I could at least earn 25 Constructor points. I mean, that's essentially as long as we finish 10th in all but one race, and then finish another one in a 9th, then we'll make that. Excuse me. I appreciate I probably won't finish 10th in races, knowing what the My Team cars like to start with, but and exactly an eclectic bunch of fools. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. God knows who would sponsor us in real life if we were actually putting together an F1 car. Who knows? But yeah, I think that's good, and they give us the best signing bonus as well. Goal bonus is only slightly underneath Atlantic, and the weekly income is good. 6th or better in the constructors? I'd like to think so, but again, just need to see what the pace of the car's like in the first season. I'm not fussed if we don't go after the mega bucks straight away. So I think Quest is probably a good initial
fantastic.
sponsorship
now we've
for
got
us.
a budget to work with. Our car won't be going
Exactly. If we can
faster
finish a
than
race,
2,000.
that's the first tick in the box. It's all good. Right, so
We need
engine
both
supplier.
performance and durability from our power units, but we also need to balance the books. We're going to have a lot of other areas to invest our cash into.
Yeah, we are. So it's going to be a slightly difficult one. I tell you what, it's interesting to see that Mercedes is the most expensive. I guess, it's being based around the durability of it, which is great, but certainly performance-wise, it's not the strongest performing engine. It'll be interesting to see if this changes at all in upcoming patches, because again, I mean, Red Bull's performance has definitely outdone Ferrari so far. Yeah, I'm not looking at the Renault engine at all. I know it's cheaper, but no. No is the answer. So the real toss-up is, it's difficult because can I stand to go a whole season with the whiny Red Bull power engine? I can just hear the whine already. No, I don't think I can. So it's a toss-up between Ferrari's performance, supposedly, and the big risk that at some point the engine's going to blow up, or just shelling out for the expensive. It's cheaper because of Resi. What do you mean by that, Demon? Oh, I just misread that. Oh, because reasons. Cool. Yeah, it's cheaper because of reasons. Yeah. I mean, the Renault one is not worth looking at. It's fine. Do we just... This can be changed between seasons. Screw it. We want reliability.
We have all the key partners for our team now.
We want reliability.
Still need a teammate for you.
And it's fine. We've chosen the biggest... We've chosen the biggest initial injection of cash and signing bonus, so that's fine. That's fine. Right. Here we go. Driver. At least we'll have a reliable car. It may not. We may not finish that high, or I may not. Our partner driver might. So who have we got? So these are our driver icons that we've got to choose between, and then we go into. Then we'll go into, I guess, current provision. So we've got the likes of Michael Schumacher, which is unfortunately well outside of our price bracket. We've got about 6.4 million, I think, left to spend. Car reliable, driver not so much. Exactly, but this is why you have two drivers. The other driver, the AI driver, can be the reliable one, right? That'd be fine. So we've got Ayrton Senna, Nigel Mansell. So fun fact, I've actually been to see, I've been an audience member in an evening with Nigel Mansell. They did one of the clients we worked for had an evening with him and other kind of race commentary presenters, and he was telling all sorts of weird and wonderful stories about when he was an F1 driver, which was really interesting. Hey BR, how you doing? Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub for 35 months. How goes it? We're just trying to choose our teammate for the Pickle Force Racing team. So he's 5 minutes. He's a little bit pricey, but obviously amazing racecraft and solid experience and everything else. Villeneuve, we've also got Hakkinen, got Button. See, I always think that it's a shame that Button only really had, only had that 1 year with that Brawn GP car, which obviously became Mercedes after that, and he never got a chance to kind of run with it in Mercedes. Although he had some fantastic years racing at McLaren as well. Also got Massa, Webber, Kobayashi. God, Kobayashi. Kimi Kobayashi. Haven't seen him in a while. Aiden Jack. Oh wait, that's interesting. So we can actually bring in the Connor Sport chaps. Oh, that's fun. I didn't realise that at all. Oh, see, I'd be tempted to kind of bring in Aiden Jackson as our teammate for the first season, then maybe move off to someone else. Pastor Maldonado. Wow. There you go. Oh, you can get Casper Ackerman to race though as well. Amazing. I was thinking maybe I'll have to do another playthrough and stream the Breaking Point series, because I have played through it now on this game, Breaking Point. Again, really enjoyed it. Really good story. BR, have you played through Breaking Point on F1 23 yet? I've got Callie Mayer as well though. Oh, that's good. And then we've got Theo, we've got Jamie Chadwick, Enzo Fittipaldi. And then you've got a load of the F2 drivers coming up as well. I'm on chapter 9, I think. Excellent. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it again. I think I'm going to bring in Aiden Jackson. And we're going to be under budget, which is great.
Let's create the livery we will be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the car as we sign them throughout the year.
I have really enjoyed the scenarios again from Breaking Point, and there've been some. The nice thing I've seen in F1 World is that they've started adding in those types of race scenarios into the F1 World options as well, which is nice. I'd be very happy to do more of those types of scenarios. I often quite enjoy when they've done the multiplayer event that typically happens over a race weekend, although I think you get them weekly now. Sometimes they'll be married up to the full race weekend. So at the moment it's going through and doing the Austrian Grand Prix, because the Austrian Grand Prix this weekend. But in other times they'll do a more scenario-driven multiplayer event, which is always fun. You know, you'll be dropped in with like 15 laps to go, and you've got to pass X number of cars or something like that. I don't know. There's something quite fun about that. I quite enjoy the scenario-driven stuff. So livery selection. Can I copy it from my F1 World card? Because I think this looks just, beautiful. Here, have a look. What do we think? Is the gold too much? I don't think so. got those beautiful flecks of green in there. Two-tone, two-tone. Look at the shine. Not enough pickle. Too much gold. What? Okay, well maybe we'll invert them then. Let's see if we can invert the colours and put green, the electric green as the kind of main body. Not enough blood. I think we need to have another chat, Demon, about the rules of regulations of F1. Don't encourage him, BR. You know what he's like. Oh dear. Right, okay, well let's edit the colour scheme then. And let's see if we can swap. The only problem is I found on the body it loses the kind of metalliciness. Or the same shine. It's, for some reason, it doesn't quite align. It's a lot, even though it's the same colour, it's a lot lighter on the bodywork. We could try darkening it. But it does seem to, unless it's the saturation level. I don't think it is. Which is a shame. Let's select that one then. Okay, and then let's try the gold in the middle slot then. Ooh, that looks a bit horrible. I don't know why, but the body just seems to have a much lighter colour, which is a shame. I tell you what we could do though. We could darken it, maybe. Let's just try flipping that to that one and then putting the gold in the last one. How does that look? Maybe the satin instead of metallic. Yeah, we could try swapping those over. No worries, Steven. I hope you have a good day. We'll catch you later. Let's try the... Oh, that's on that one. Let's... Oh, sorry. Yes, I've got it on the wrong one. That we were, wasn't it? There we go. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's much better. You know what? I've probably mistakenly done that in... I probably switched to the satin finish in... when I was setting it up, so I'll have to change that in my F1 World car. Okay, fine. So we've got the main body colour. Let's just have a look at the slightly lighter one and just see how that looks. And then if in the middle one, let's just go copy that colour. How does that look? There we go. Yeah. What do you reckon then? Actually, you know what? I quite like the gold accents and the engine hood colour on it, but which way round do you think? Do you think this way round with the main body in the slightly lighter green? Let's just try flipping them around again, just to compare. There is something about that darker green that I quite like this way round, actually. You know what's really nice is actually the accent lines around the pattern that we've got on the car. The especially like the V shape here at the front with the two lines inside. It looks kind of classic, like 1960s, 1970s-esque, like sporting design for like cricket teams and things like that with the, I don't know, pinstripes and things. Let's go with that. I think that looks good. That looks good. Right. Confirm changes. Beautiful. Sponsor decals. Do we have to? Can we just leave it as is? Personal stickers. Oh yeah. We got anything better? Anything new than Engineered Insanity? Again, this is where I think there's like they're probably missing out on something here, but
last but not least, we need to consider our brand, our badge, and team colours.
Does the do the race suits now look a bit too out of place? They kind of do though, right? Back to customization. Sorry, we're going to be here a while. But let's just try and flip the colours, because all we did this time was move the colours across into multiple slots. Oh, that looks a bit okay. Fine as is. Yeah, I think you're right. The helmet design and that just looks awful. I think, yeah, let's leave it like that. Let's see how we go. That looks, yeah, it looks nice. Looks nice. Right, team branding. Again, I can't get any better than... Ooh. Badge select. Copy from another design. Let's just bring that one in because, yeah. Copy livery colours. Button 7. God, which one's button 7? That one? Yeah. There we go. Accept. Aha!
Great, that's everything we need.
Beautiful.
We can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But
Cool.
if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ.
Team HQ it is. Dun 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 da 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 da. Oh yeah, there we go. We got our Team HQ colours.
New
Jesus.
year, new drivers, new
Natalie
team.
Pinkham.
Welcome and great to have you with us as we move far away from the paddock to the headquarters of the newest outfit on the Formula One grid. We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time,
Star driver's a bit
F1
strong,
history,
Natalie.
the team owner is behind the wheel themselves.
Just driver.
Now is a great
Potential
time to bring an
problematic
end to
driver
this,
for the team.
particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is
Yeah, you're right. The team colours work well
activity,
actually with
and
the
there is a
main bulk of
palpable
the
sense of excitement around the car
engineers'
built.
clothing
Quite
colours in green.
truly believe they
I
can
do like where
they
they've placed the gold though. I think that. Ooh. Do like the accents around. Yeah, off the top of the collar, on the collar and the shoulders. That looks nice.
Brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race.
I'm actually yet to try the Las
and the
Vegas
drivers to new heights.
track. I've tried
What are they aiming for?
Qatar.
Most excited about, most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them.
Sort of got used to it. I had to start with the I had to drop the racing iron on to start with just to get a general sense of where things were at. But this is cool. Little animated intro. Oh yeah. Gonna be a speed fiend.
Thank you so much for having us. Great to be here. I'm going to start.
Oh, look at that luscious full head of hair. Oh.
It's been a long time since we've seen a team owner drive their own car, and a lot's changed since then. The sport has really evolved. So, how are you going to manage the
Jump back into F1. Just
of doing both?
Oh, don't. I mean, and tell you what, I'm trying to play as much F1 as I can now because, of course, with Baldur's Gate 3 news that is being moved forward basically a whole month for PC release. That's gonna be August gone, and then of course Starfield's out first week of September. So I think I was saying last night on the stream we're sport for choice really for the next couple of months, and especially with F1 and everything else. So I'm just trying to rapidly get some playtime on all of these things before the next games come along. But yeah, there's so much coming out now altogether, which is sod's law. But yeah, it's going to be good. Las Vegas is nice. It's going to be a track for... Yeah, it's definitely going to be a high-performance track, right? But it is it second to last on the calendar? So maybe that will, again, by the end of the season, we'll have seen some further upgrades come along. Maybe the likes of Ferrari and Mercedes and Aston Martin will be getting a bit closer to it all. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, certainly from what I've seen of it in the game, people playing it on the game so far, the Red Bull is very much set up for that track, for sure. Qatar's nice, especially pretty much all of Sector 3. You can pretty much take it full throttle. You might have to dip from 8th to 7th gear for 1 or 2 corners and possibly a minor drop into 6th gear, but you can probably just use the engine braking for most of that and keep your foot flat, which is cool. So certainly good for cars that are good in high-speed corners. Right, anyway, we should answer our interview question. What we answering? The sport's really evolved. We're hoping to manage responsibility in both roles. It isn't about me, it's the team. Together we're unstoppable. I mean, one hopes, Natalie, one hopes, but our history has not always been great at the start of the season. It's a lot of work. I live for challenges like this. Oh, it's got to be about the team, surely. Team effort.
And tell me about your teammate. They're clearly very excited to have signed with you. What do they bring to the team?
Aiden Jackson. Well, he's an up-and-coming talent, hopefully. Away from Connor Sport. We'll see. let's go for the bottom one.
So tell me about the work on the car. It's clearly a blank canvas. You've done a lot.
Yep.
What have you prioritized?
It's a car. It's got 4 wheels and an engine and a gearbox and tyres and suspension, and that's it. It's got all the bits. It's got all the bits. So this is where we need. This is where I think we give a boost to one of the departments. So we've either got, we're focusing heavily on maximising our traction. Oh, hey, Izini. How you doing? How goes it? Sim data looks good. We won't know until we're on track. Making the car responsive as possible. The chassis is incredible. Let's go for traction. Aeros, notice
now,
that.
No
good.
Away from the fact that your competitors have a huge amount of Formula One experience. You are a total newcomer. Tell us where you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains.
Fuel loads. So weight restriction, and then we've got, it's gonna be tough. Aeros brought in innovate our ERS system. Fresh pair of eyes. Introducing, reducing drag. Let's go ERS for powertrain.
Ultimately, your success this season will be determined by whether you can take positions from other drivers. Where do you believe this car has the edge?
So we go top line speed. We go for durability, which I think is the one on the left. We've also got developed an incredibly light car, so that's going to be weight reduction. Overtaking is all about power. So that's power unit improvements as well. We've already had an aero and a power unit one, so weight might be a good one to cut. Yeah. Chassis.
And with so many disciplines and experts working so closely together here at your HQ, who gets the coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Who are you most proud of as the first race edges out?
So we've done aero. So we should really, I mean, if we wanted a well-balanced one, we'd give to durability. Which I guess is not a bad thing, because we need to finish the race. First, we must finish the race before we can score points, right? So let's give it to durability. So well-rounded set of compliments to our team then.
Thank you so much for your time, but I better let you get back to work.
But if there's any problems now, it's definitely that department's fault. Oh dear. Dun, 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 dun. Balancing act. Yep. Resource management. Acclaim. Cool.
It's important to use the time between races to the fullest extent, and that's where these activities come in. Manage everyone's time as efficiently as possible to maximise the team's performance.
Yep, that's fine. We're quite happy doing autofill for that. So we've got power and durability focus. Excuse me. I'm just going to give our powertrain morale a massive boost, along with durability. Resource points are up, and then we've got pre-season driver press tour, and then we've got, and that's going to be it before the Grand Prix weekend. Can we fit anything in? No.
This is where
that's
you can
fine.
view our current facilities and the effects they have on the
messages
business.
First.
You can also invest some of our cash into upgrades for these facilities.
That new car smell. Okay, facilities. Right, so where are we? We've got durability spec 2, which is good. Aerodynamics, chassis, personnel, powertrain, marketing, all spec 1. That's fine. Okay. Weekly running costs are looking good. Okay, so let's go into R&D. We've got some points to use first of all. So the recommended upgrade first of all is the underfloor plank in the chassis. That's fine, let's do that. Excuse me. Okay, so that's interesting. So at the moment it's placing us just behind McLaren, but in front of Aston Martin within this upgrade plan, which is interesting. Perhaps a little high up the development tool chain, but we'll see. How are we looking in? go back out and see how we compare to everyone else. So the current ranking is very much true to life at the beginning of the season. So it was placing Red Bull out in front with Ferrari and Aston Martin close second and third. Mercedes very close behind Aston Martin, and then we're overall us sitting in nicely behind Mercedes, but just in front of the likes of Alpine, Haas, Williams, Alfa Romeo, McLaren, and Alpha Tauri. Okay, well that looks good. Let's see where that gets us to then. For Bahrain, where's our line? It's the green line. So yeah, okay. And then here's all our parts. So it's what we need to look and see what the wear is going to be like. Secondary sponsors. Okay, we can get a secondary sponsor, can we? So what are they looking for? So probably for some easy money. Oh, excuse me. To start off with, we could go for one of these, one of the sponsors that just offers us money back for the weekend goal, back for number of laps completed, which is always a good one to do. Until we see the performance of the car, it's speculative to see. To go for something that's, I think, placing us high up, but let's go for this one. Oh no, not that one. Where is it? That one. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I think it was a better one further down, wasn't it? 56k and 64k. Kind of balances out, really. That's still better. Let's go for that for now. We can always change it later on. Right, and then our drivers looking all good. Jackson's got a nice little boost to things to start with.
Driver market. From here, you can see pertinent details on every driver in the sport. Compare them with each other and add them to your watch list. When the contract negotiation window rolls round, this is where you'll approach any drivers you wish to hire.
Lovely. Finances. Yep, looking okay. Customization. Badges, yeah, that's fine. Let's just clear that little mark off. Cool. Okay. In that case, advance time. See where we get to. Hopefully don't bin the car in the first race. Oh, that's good. We're actually going to get the plank upgrade.
More potential partners become willing to work with us. We can now approach an additional sponsor from the corporate tab.
I think we've already done that. We have. What we can do is now select a new upgrade. So again, it's keeping within the chassis department at the moment, looking for energy store cells positioning, lower the overall center of mass. It'd be nice to maybe get a little bit more diversity across the rest of the groupings though. Let's I'll tell you what, let's do wing mirrors, which is going to give us reduction in drag, and that's going to be in after Jeddah. And then let's choose something from powertrain because we've got enough points. So we could do engine power for the ignition system, which actually gives us more, so let's do that. That'll be after Jeddah but before Australia. We can actually do one more. We don't have enough points yet, so maybe we'll be able to do that after this weekend, or maybe even look at something in durability. Let's yeah, okay, let's see how we go to the race weekend. Don't bin the car, don't bin the car, da 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 da.
Just the person I wants to see. I'm Andrea. I'm the head of R&D for the team. So get used to hearing a lot from me. Your workstation's set up and ready for you.
It's just
So
our
get
little
settled in
theme
because
tune.
We have a lot of work to do. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And welcome
Beautiful.
to the team.
Dun dun da 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 dun dun da da dun. Oh, cool. We can change session length up here then. So, okay, cool. So I think short is 25, medium is 35%. Let's try 35% and see how long that takes as such. And then settings we've also got in here. Let's just make sure it hasn't reset anything. Difficulty on legendary 69. Oh, let's put this all onto sim. Collisions are on. Yeah. Cool. Rules and flags. Let's just check this over. Regular corner. Let's put it on strict and see. If I get completely ruined by it, we'll standard immersive formation lap. We'll do a formation lap immersive. Red flags standard. I believe they fixed the issue with it now, so we should be okay. Career settings should be absolutely fine. I don't think I need to touch anything in here. Oh, faults to say. Well, we should have standard faults, surely. Player faults, yeah. Technical faults will be enabled. Mechanical faults will be disabled. I mean, high, right? If a part's gonna break, part's gonna break. Let's just let's go with that. Okay, we're good. We're good. I think. Go to practice. Didn't read the messages. Probably vital information in there. Dun 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 dun. Woohoo! Here we go, Katie.
Okay,
Yeah,
mate.
look at that! Look at that green.
I just want to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I know we're going to have a good relationship. It's going to be a long season. They're always
We
tough.
better do, Mark.
But if we work together, we can get some
You know the
solid,
rules.
good results. The car's ready to go, but it's brand new, so we've got to figure out any teething issues. We've got our eye on the data. You just do what you do.
I mean, as long as
behind
it
the wheel.
starts and drives forward, that's always a good start, right? Free practice, programs, everything should be relatively straightforward here. Oh, hello! You can wave to our teammate. Imagining in F1 24 we have Mark and Jefferson. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? If you could choose different race engineers. That would be pretty cool. Right, let's have a little look-see then. Let's do track acclimatization first, always a good shout. How are we looking compounds-wise? You know what, when I first saw the icon change for these tyres, I was a little bit... I don't know, I preferred the way they looked last year, only because I think that's more in line with the TV visuals and graphics at the time, but I'm warming to these. It's fine. We won't change anything setups just yet this early on. Everything's looking sunny. That's fine. And we've only got Norris and Ocon out first, so let's just do track acclimatization. We'll do it as a flying lap and hope for the best. Thom, how you doing? Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub for 21 months. Fake lion. I mean, if anything, he's fake darker.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
It'll be interesting driving around here because I don't think I've driven around here yet with anything but the F1 world car. Oh, yeah, okay, a little bit tight on the braking, that's fine.
Okay, DRS zone coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
Back end slide. Oh, yeah. There's no... It weren't stopping. Okay. Get that. Not horrific. Just going to take a little bit getting used to compared to the F1 World Car. Better. Okay. Oh, just doesn't. Didn't want to turn at all. Okay, well, we got the first objective, so we'll see if we can tidy things up a little bit. Be a little bit harder on the brakes, and that will give us a little bit more. Can use a bit of ERS now. Right, harder into this braking zone. No! Oh, I don't know if that was the rears locking up or not. Didn't feel like the back end was sliding, but I think maybe just lost a little bit on the front. Oh, that definitely locked up on the front. Tidier through there, that was alright. Ooh, a little bit aggressive there. Need to probably brake another 20 metres earlier. Oh, just missed it. I'm still trying to find the right kind of braking balance on this year's game, considering that it just didn't really play a part in F1 22 in terms of how the cars were really set up. But I'm also just trying to get used to just braking harder or being more confident on the brakes. But it's getting there. A little bit too early on the throttle there, but must admit it's definitely turns in nicely, this car, in the lower speed corners. It's just getting the car slowed down enough. Oh, that was wide. Oh. Front end feels a bit floaty though. Okay, well, that was better overall, that lap.
Alright, that's the programme complete. There's some decent data, although far from optimal.
I can see what they say.
Still be worth running it again.
The sword I posted is only available in the prologue. Excellent. Oh, thanks, Iceni. Yeah, we'll... I actually, although it's been a long time since I've played any of the Baldur's Gate Early Access, I do seem to remember that that boss. I can't remember if we fought him or not. But I think I remember that area, that general area, and where we had to go for it. So Thank you for that. We'll definitely keep an eye out for that sword. Right, let's have a little look. See, so it wasn't horrific. It's just it's the heavy braking zones that I'm struggling with, but that's nothing new as such. What did we get? 4 out of 5 is pretty good, so that's fine. All right, let's try a race strategy one then. We'll go out on that. Again, I think what I'm going to try and do with the at least with my team sessions is, unless it's a track that I really don't know very well, we'll probably try and do as many of the sessions in practice 1,
Okay, we need a few
and then
solid laps here
alternate
to help us calculate
practice
a
2
good
and
race
3 and get through onto qualifying. Or everyone's in my way. Hi Piastri, bye Piastri, hi Ocon, bye Ocon. Your teammate. Deep there still, but oh god. It's not a horrific first lap. He says, almost ruining it by running out wide. Is that 134? Okay. Oh, yep, didn't get enough brake pressure down. Got all the objectives done though in that first lap, so as long as we can get another 2 laps that are on target. Also turning in, that's just going to come with track acclimatization though, just getting the right angles for turning in. That's where I lose so much time in time trial, is turning in just perhaps a tad too early and then overcorrecting and not getting my foot down. Of course, it is a bit easier in this year's game because they have improved the traction model a lot more. But yeah, again, turning too early there and then overcorrected and end up going wide. Never mind, we'll get that. A better line, I can definitely get my foot down a bit earlier there though. So get into second gear, slow it all the way down. Let's get out of second gear a bit sooner than that though. Stuff. That was better. Less so there, but eager on the power. Very wide. There, but just about okay. Burn some ERS to get us in over the line. No, 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 not the wall. Ah! Oh. Okay, we'll have to do that again. Ah! Everything's fine. No crashes. How the tyres looking? Bit mangled. He'll be fine. Probably don't need to be in second there. Could probably shift up to third a bit sooner. Or hold it in third, maybe. A little early on the inside, which is dropped me out on that corner, but thankfully we had quite a bit of time going into that last corner, so we'll be alright. Just need to not spin up as much. Run very wide there, almost done the same. We'll just about be alright because the rest of the lap was, until that point, decent. Do need to do one more lap though. To get that 50. I reckon on softer tyres, tried to put a bit too much there. Softer tyres, I'll be alright going around here when it's set up for quali. Just in terms of one push lap at least. But yeah, that was a little bit better. Switching into, let it go into second all the way into the corner, but then switch up to third to get round it. A little better there, just a bit more steering angle on the inside. Still going out a little bit wide off the racing line though, because I can see the marbling picking up on the tyres. Better through there. Going across the line.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some
Oh, that'll do. That was a bit better.
excellent data with that run, so come on back
You
to
can
the
run
garage
past me.
and I can
Oh,
take
yes.
you through the numbers.
That's it, yeah. I think we got pretty much up to that as part of the prologue air racing. So yeah, could definitely one to keep an eye out for. How's the overall tyre wear looking? So overall tyre wear is yeah, better than expected, so that's good. So after 5 laps, looking at about having lost, what, about 19%? Sorry, more than that, 21, 22% maybe? Actually, close to 21%, just over 20. And they reckon the fuel load for the race is 35.75. I can never remember. I have to look at it when we go into the screen for it. I can never remember if that's calculating it based off of a 100% race or the race session length that you've selected at this point. But 35.78 is the recommended fuel. allowance by the looks of things. Okay, we've got 5 out of 5 for this. Let's try a quali pace one, because that's going to give us our soft tyre run, and we've only got 5 minutes left, so that will hopefully be ideal to then go skip through the other bits into quali and then into the race. Let's see how we do.
Okay, this is a quali sim. We've estimated the times our closest rivals will be doing, so that's what we need to beat.
Okay, see what we can do. Oh, I was hard on the brakes, but it wasn't enough. I think I eased off a little bit too soon. I want a 135. I think we might be a tad off that, but we'll see. Didn't shift. Yeah, definitely got us out of the corner a bit quicker. We were making time up there. Don't need to go as wide. Need to cut in a bit earlier, if anything. Lose so much time on that corner. Be earlier there as well. Okay, let's retry that. See if we can do a bit better on the way round.
Okay, don't worry about tyres.
Brake a bit harder.
Everything. In this test, we just want to make sure we can lap close to our rival's pace.
Even with... Where did I brake? Braking a bit late, really. And where did it lock up? Okay, it was on turning because I was still braking, I think, but that's fine. Alright. We'll try and brake a smidge earlier then, just see if I can get a better run through. Still. Oh, that's really tight. That's the second time it's not shifted. Why is that? Christ. Okay, well, never mind. I don't think we're going to do this in this car just yet.
Well, program over, but that
132.9. It's not
to run it
Oh dear. Well, we'll have to see what we can do in the quali.
again.
In quali, if we start way back, that's fine. We'll just have to do a load of overtaking on track. We've definitely the straight line pace isn't bad, but yeah, certainly in. Are you not supposed to stay in the green? You're very much supposed to, Iceni. Yeah, I just can't quite get the power down early enough without it sliding about. And weird, actually into turn one, the medium tyre that I was on before actually was better. Well, it felt better under braking, but maybe I can. It felt like the fronts were locking up, so maybe on the soft tyre I can afford to drop the front brake bias down a bit. But see, annoyingly, on the soft compound tyres, fastest than everyone else, but no one else was really going for the fast lap, I don't think, on that one. But that's fine. It's fine. First race of the season. First race in the car. Now Monaco in the rain. No. We'll get there. We'll get there as the season goes on. And pray that there isn't rain in Monaco. Because, my God. But we will get there. For sure. How are we doing for time? They've got the sprint race this afternoon. The sprint shootout, which is effectively the sprint qualifying session, this morning, which was at 11 o'clock. And I think the race at 3. The sprint race is 3:30. So what have we got? We're 10 to 2 now. So we've got an hour, another hour 20ish to be safe. That should be fine. We can definitely get this first race done, and maybe even get a practice run in Jeddah. That'd be cool. If it ever finishes loading, my goodness, they should do a rainy night race. Oh God, it'd be carnage. Absolutely carnage. I think. Oh, one would hope that the safety regulations might kick in at that point, but we'll see. I'm not sure if this is loading properly. I've probably jinxed it now, but I haven't had any loading issues. I've been doing other bits in the game so far, but we'll give it another mo. I'll tell you what, I'll pop to the loo whilst we wait and see if it's just a very extended first practice session loading. If not, we'll drop out and try and reload it and hope that it's at least saved the first practice session's efforts. But we'll be right back. Race at 3:30. Perfect there. Thanks, BR. Yeah. So that'll be plenty of time. Right, we'll leave it loading for a second, see if something comes through in a moment. Be right back. As he bashes the mic. I think it might be stuck. We might just have to just do a very quick ye oldie Alt F4. Let's see if I can kill it and bring it back. Although it doesn't want to die. Okay. Bring out the big guns. Task manager it is. Thing is, I don't think the game's actually crashed from what I can see. It's just stuck in a loading loop. There we go. Okay, it's dropped out now. Let's try it back up. See if it's saved our progress. Fingers crossed. Dum 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 da 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 dun dun da da da. Press the button. Meow. Wow, is it completely... No, okay, it's loading now. I was like, it's stuck loading into the game. That's not great. Right, there we go. Career. Okay, no, that looks like it's good. And it's picking up the wrong practice too. So fingers crossed it'll load in this time. I was gonna say that I've not had many issues with the game so far, but you know, I didn't say it out loud, but clearly it heard me. Yeah. Morning, everyone. It is okay, and it's looking sunny as ever, so that's fine. So, haven't got rivalry yet, that's fine. R&D wise, have we got any points yet that we can spend? No, that's fine. How's the wear on things going? So the ICE 6%, that's fine. MGK 2%, MGUH 3, MG Store 2, 3. I'm waiting for the gearbox. I reckon the gearbox will be about 7%. 6. Okay, fine. 14 laps. Yeah, okay. It's maybe a bit better than what last year's car was. That'll be fine. Okay, well in that case, I'm happy to go into quali. Go to quick practice. Let's finish up. Finish up these, get all the resource points we need, get into some actual racing. Let's see what carnage unfolds. Ninth or better, Jesus. The optimal sector 3 time, I think, would be fine. Get an estimated qualifying 5th or better. I mean, that's not going to happen with me driving at the moment, is it? Right, well, we've completed everything, though, so that's all good. So we can then skip on to quali. See how we go. I reckon I can get closer to the 131s and maybe even to the high 130s, but I'm going to have to pull everything together, which might be a bit of a stretch right now, but we'll see. Loading, saving, loading, saving, loading, saving. See if it Loading complete. This is a good sign. So, right, here we go. Okay, we're all set up for it. Let's go to track and hope for the best. Come on. Just brake properly, turn 1. A little wide. Yeah, lost about 2/10 there maybe. Quite as tight through there as I'd have liked, but looking at the current splits, we're not far off. Hey, not bad. But no idea what the time was. I didn't even look at the timing screen there. Is that 1:32? 1:32.7, 1:32.6, maybe.
And with qualifying complete,
yeah, 1:32.7. Okay, that's not. You know what? That's a lot better than. Yeah. So how was the game suggesting that I'd get a 1:30? I don't think that timing was quite right, but that's fine. That feels like quite a good balance. We were making time up in the medium. Out of the slow and medium speed corners as well, and actually into some of the heavier braking zones. The car was definitely a little bit better under braking. Holding the speed in, that was better. Certainly in the second sector, going around the kind of the hairpin up into then onto the back straight. That was better. So Fernando was half a second up basically, and then we were just ahead of the likes of Lando Norris with the McLaren. So that's good actually. Placement wise, we're right up there in terms of where statistically where the engineering department said the car should be, behind the Red Bulls, Ferraris, and Mercedes. And kind of nestled in between the Aston Martins and McLaren Alpine. So that's good. And Aiden Jackson actually had a fairly decent outing as well, 14th. On the grid, so he's just outside the points, but certainly if something happens in front, he's close enough to potentially put something in. We're obviously starting in quite a strong position. Turn 1 is going to be the killer here to see what the AI does, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, overall, that's quite a positive first session, I think. Quite happy with that, and we outqualified our teammate, which is always a good sign. Always a good sign. So let's see what happens next. Carnage into turn 1. Probably. As long as I can stay on the outside and get my braking right so I don't go too deep and fight for my inside line, it might be alright. Turn 10, acute left-hander, you'll be tail braking, downshifting all the way into the brakes. Yep. He's lock brake. Secondly, the final corner. Really want to carry as much speed. Yeah. Take an early apex. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, that final corner is the penultimate corner. It does open up. It opens up earlier into the earlier on exit, as Marcus said, rightly so. And yeah, if you turn a little bit, the corner's not the curb is not quite as aggressive as I think last year's game, so you'll lose a little bit if you go right over the top of it. But if you catch the inside of it, or sorry, the outside of it, it's probably not so bad. But yeah, let's okay, 20 laps. Let's see how we go. Don't cock it up. Da, 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 da. Fingers crossed. Let's see. We start in P8. If we could finish P8, that would be great. Anything higher than that is a bonus at this point. Certainly this early on in the season, but we'll see. Please wait. Why is it struggling so much going from these two? We'll wait a minute to again, but hopefully it's not going to forget our placement and it will load through. This is actually the first of any of the career modes that I've played on this game, so perhaps this is a... Oh no, there we go. It heard me. We're fine.
No more practice. This is the real
This looks
deal,
like
and
far
it's
too
make or
looks
break
far too
here
bright
at round
out for
one
race
of
time
this
here at
year's
Bahrain. It's usually
Formula One
much
World Championship.
darker.
We go
I know they
racing
usually
today
start
around the
late afternoon,
3.36 miles of the
and it turns into a kind of a
Bahrain
night race by the end of it, but
with 15
still looks a bit
corners
too
and
bright out.
two good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone.
That'll be me.
At turn 10.
I'll be locking the tyres.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session,
Don't you worry.
it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, the Flying Finn, Norris, Gasly,
The Flying
Stroll,
Finn.
Ocon, Joe,
I just don't get it.
Oscar
I don't get
Piastri,
why they
Bottas,
can't. They've already got the voice line for Finn. Just put
Hülkenberg,
Finn into the game.
Tsunoda, Magnussen, De Vries,
Is that so
and
wrong
Logan Sargent.
to want?
And with lights out just moments away, it's time.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous.
It was something that I saw.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
All right, Mark. Thanks. Christ, no pressure then. It was something I was watching a Starfield, Bethesda Starfield showcase video last night, and it was something I noticed in there. They said your robotic companions can also can apparently speak your name, and I had a brief look into it. Apparently, it would be interesting to see if this does hold up in game. Apparently, because it's a robot, they've trained it on a synthesized robot speech engine. So in theory, yeah, you should be able to type in any name and it will attempt to pronounce it in that robotic voice medium. So at least in that game, maybe it will be able to say my name, which will be cool. Right, here we go. So recommended strat is softs to mediums. I imagine that's projected, but personalised based on our tyre wear shows that we should be getting to lap 9 with more than 50% of life in the softs, which would be good. We can probably underfuel the car a little bit as well. Problem is I don't know by how much. I think if I remember correctly, it said 37 something or other. I'll tell you what, let's go for 37.5 and then hope for the best. And if I end up running short at the end, I will kick myself and it will be fine. Okay. No, I don't want that alternate strategy. I want that one. Thank you. Can I quickly... I see what everyone else is starting on. Yeah. So everyone is starting on the softs. Interesting. No one's going for a medium run to start with. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's hope for the best. Oh, formation lap, of course.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Right, remember, Norris, when we're flying down here at 200 something miles an hour, just give me the space, please. Don't run into the back of me. Just be cool. I'm always really nervous about going out wide onto that curb rumble strip there, which really I should do because it'll get a far better turn-in angle, but I know the few times that I have done it in previous years' games, I've been locking the brakes on it. You just lose that traction, but maybe it's a bit better this year. We'll have to see. We've also got the wily old fox himself, Mr. Alonso, in front of us. Stopped a little short, but I'd rather be short than, well, a tad short than too far out. Right, come on. Need to try and get up ahead and onto the left-hand side, or brake a bit earlier on the inside to not lose my front wing. Ah, let's hope it's not a flashback fest. Oh, Hamilton got away really poorly and we're up. Gained a load of positions there at the beginning. Oh, sandwiched by the Ferraris, lost the back end a little bit going in there. A little bit of contact, but I think it was more nudging than anything else. We've got Russell on the inside there. A little bit of curb riding. We're up and away. I don't know what happened to Hamilton. He just got an awful start. It's really bogged down. If he missed a gear or what? We had an okay start. I was a little late getting away, but actually the pull away we had in... Oh, yeah, a little deep there. Pull away we had in second gear was actually really good. So we've managed to fend everyone off for the first lap at least. Where's Russell? I can see him in my mirrors. He's all over our backside. So that was nice through there. We're not really racing him, so if we can keep Alonso behind for a little while. I'll be happier. There's a bit of ERS here to try and pull alongside. Maybe force him to the inside of the hairpin. Whoa, that's going to be good if we can hold it. It is! Oh, I've done him! And Alonso's right on the back of Russell now. That was good. Let's just see if we can see that back in replay. Managed to hold it on the outside. He got round the first part of the corner, but because we pinched him, he was so slow off the mark, and he had to leave space for us, so... I tell you what, that livery does look good. Now, out in the car VR, you were right. Right. See if we can perhaps pull away a little bit. Maybe even get some ground back to these Ferraris. Early there, but... That was nice. Whoa. Okay, we're all right here. We actually got a slightly better run out of that corner than Russell did, so he's not fighting us there just yet. He might be here. Oh god, he's coming. You have to go round, Russell. Don't dive in front of me. He almost did. Oh, slow through there. Oh, just held off on the brakes. Might be able to get him here though. Gets it, go on the inside. We'll take the outside, thank you. We go around the outside here. No, oh! Russell's pushing. That's better.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Oh! Okay, that's very deep, Russell, and you've gone off the track there, so afraid that's you compromised. Lovely. Here we go. Right. Let me do that. Hey, how you doing? Is there anyone that could explain to me the difference between direct drive 8mm and 20? I mean, it's purely down to the amount of force that the wheelbase can generate. So I've got this is the Fanatec DD or GT DD Pro, which essentially the main wheelbase unit is exactly the same as the CLS DD that Fanatec came out with 2 years ago, I think, as its kind of entry point option. That came out of the box with a 5, or the power packet came with supplied up to 5 newton meters of torque from the wheelbase. You could get a boost kit for that, or with the GT DD Pro, I believe that only came with the already boosted pack power supply on it, so that gives you 8 newton meters of torque. For things like, I think it's the DD1 and the DD2, they're kind of real top level wheelbases. They, I think, can provide between 20 and 25 newton meters of torque. Essentially, it's just going to be how much force you can get back from the wheel. So certainly using it, I think the main notable difference would be the amount of feedback that you'd be able to experience and feel through your wheel. What that would translate to it in terms of, I guess, gameplay and game setting and simulation setting would likely be, again, that feeling the finer details through the wheel, how much resistance and force you're going to get back off of that as well when you're fighting the car and turning in and putting the power down, perhaps getting wheel spin, trying to correct. You'll probably possibly have seen some videos of esports drivers and sim racers that are using a wheelbase with a higher newton meter output, that sometimes you'll have seen the wheel snap and they'll probably let go or try to let go, but it's not unheard of for that amount of force to, unfortunately, like clip a finger or, bruise a finger or even break a finger. I know there have been some unfortunate injuries that some people have had using this. It's certainly at that point when you're talking about that much force through the wheel, it's certainly something to be aware of, how much it's going to potentially flick back, because of course it's also going to change the amount of strength and resistance you're going to have to apply on your steering input. So yeah, kind of, I guess it depends on what you want, and certainly if you're going up to that higher end, I say higher end, if you're going up plus 8 newton meters, could you get 1-to-1 from a meter, or could you get a 1-to-1? You need a 20. What do you mean with what do you mean by that? Let me do that in terms of 1-to-1. Do you mean in terms of like the feedback processed, or? I don't think you'd get it off of a 8 newton meter. I think you'd have to be looking at the higher end for that. You'd also definitely. I mean, I only have this clamped to my desk with the wheelbase mount. You'd definitely for 8, I guess probably more than 10 or 12 newton meters, you'd probably want it on a rig of some kind, and ideally at the 20 plus range, you probably want it on something that's not only a rig that's rig mounted, but also with the seat attached to it as well, so you've got no movement within any of those parts. But I guess it depends what you're looking for. Have you got something already in that you're kind of eyeing up, or you're moving away from? No, okay. I mean, it depends. Is this like your first? Is this going to be your first wheel or first use, or have you used? I'm looking to. Okay, fine. I mean, ultimately, I guess it depends how much. Well, one, how much money and how much. Yeah, one, how much money you're prepared to spend, and two, how much time you want to potentially invest into sim racing, again, because I mean F1 is more sim arcade really than anything else, but how much time you're going to invest in racing games and utilizing the hardware. If you feel like you're going to be using it, kind of day in day out, and it's something that you'll want to take as a above a hobbyist level, more enthusiast style, and perhaps even look at kind of league racing and things like that, then if you're looking for a direct drive wheel, certainly spending a bit more will give you ultimately a better longevity and kind of customization with the multitude of different games out there and things like that. One thing I will say is that playing the F1 games, I tend to actually have the force feedback turned up a lot higher on the F1 games, so that I can feel the detail through the wheel and the wheelbase more, compared to games like iRacing and Assetto Corsa, because in those games I tend to find that actually with the settings turned down, or the kind of the equivalent, with the settings turned down, you just don't feel anything, so I have to turn them a long way up, whereas on F1 I actually tend to dial them back a little bit more, because actually the feedback from the game is quite good. But it can alternate. I think I've said that the wrong way around, but either way, it does depend on the game that you're going to play and what level of detail you kind of feel you need out of the vehicle that you're driving. If you're going to want to go the kind of the full hog and get a rig with it, which certainly if I had the space here I definitely would, but I don't at the moment. But ideally at some point I'll get myself a little kind of all-in-one rig, I think, with the seat and pedals and wheelbase all mounted to it, because equally, I mean, again, it's desk mounted at the moment. There's a lot of feedback going through the wheelbase, and it is moving things on my desk, or it's shaking things on the desk, and I have to be a bit wary of that. So I think that's also something to think about. If you're not going to go down the rig approach, do you have somewhere you could mount it? Again, providing that thing that you're going to mount it to is sturdy, then you probably don't want to go too far over the 8 to 12 Newton meter range if it's not on a rig basis, because you'll probably just find it's going to shake things loose, or perhaps you're not going to get the level of detail because it's causing too much vibration to kind of saturate the thing it's clamped to. That said, you can still have a great load of fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed this 8 Newton meter wheelbase that I've got here. It's doing everything that I want it to. It's been very flexible across the various different games that I've played it with so far, and it's been a really good good option so far. And I know Fanatec have just I think slashed their prices quite considerably, but obviously you've got other options as well. It doesn't have to be Fanatec. You've got Moser that are now quite very competitively priced, and equally to go above the kind of hobbyist approach, you've got things like the SimCube hardware and setup and everything else as well. And there's lots of others that I know. There's plenty of other options and hardwares like that. But let's get a real feeling. We're spending a large amount of money. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, there's definitely lots of different options that you can go down there. So perhaps have a look at the. On the Fanatec side, I think it's the Podium DD1, DD2, which are the higher outputs. For Newton meter, have a look at some reviews and feedback from people using those and see what you think. You can definitely, there's lots of rigs and setups for those that are kind of pretty much cross compatible. If not, I know Fanatec do a drilling mount template that you can cut out, and then you can drill the relevant holes for your Fanatec wheelbase into pretty much any compatible rig mount. Equally on the Moser side, there's lots of different options there. You don't have to spend the kind of top tier amounts of money to get what you want, but there's lots of kind of variability in between. Equally, the nice thing with it, from what I've seen and what other people have said, is that the whole kind of direct drive wheelbase ecosystem, even from multiple different partners, are fairly cross-compatible and can be leveraged with software. I know lots of people play with different pedal systems compared to wheelbases, and even wheelbases with different racing wheel attachments and things like that. And again, it's definitely to your taste and your seat option. There might even be places local to you where you could even go and test a couple of different sim products out and even try that. Definitely see there does seem to be quite a lot of local sim racing groups globally that you could perhaps even ask some questions on. I know if you're on Facebook, for example, there's lots of different kind of enthusiast groups there that you could talk to and see what their feedback is. But no, you're absolutely welcome. I hope that's been somewhat helpful. But yeah, I mean, if you do pick something up, please do come back and let me know what you picked up and how you're getting on with it. Always keen to hear how people are using. I as you'll undoubtedly see, I'm by no means a great driver. I'm a F1 fan. I thoroughly enjoy playing F1 games and things like iRacing and Assetto Corsa as well. But this has definitely elevated my enjoyment from the games, and I wholeheartedly can recommend it if you're really interested in racing games and want to get that next level of detail and feeling from the gameplay aspect. It's great fun for sure. Ooh, Russell and Alonso fighting behind, that's good. We've kind of lost the Ferraris out in front, but again, our race was never really with them, so that's fine. They're 4 seconds up the road. Russell's going to be on the back of us with DRS, as is Alonso. This could be quite dangerous for us here because as we slide around the back of that corner, we are the only one without any DRS, so we're going to use a load of ERS here, try and make a bit of a gap, force Russell to come round us.
5 seconds.
He's going to come late, I think. Oh, he didn't. Took a bit too much inside curve there, but safely navigated turn 1 again. Just about. I'd quite like to hold on to this for another couple of laps if we can. Only because it's going to really help us when it comes to the pit stops later on, I think. A little bit of curve riding there. Oh, late on the brakes. A little wide. He's going to come up the inside. No. Okay, fine. There's a little bit of a train behind us, can't lie.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize
Yes, Mark.
energy.
Give us a sec. Russell's engineer's probably on at him to get past us for their race strategy to work out, otherwise they're going to lose out to the Ferraris massively. Where did Hamilton go back to though? I just don't know what. He's at the back of this little grouping. There is a little gap for me actually. That was better. How close is Russell? Very okay. A little bit more ERS here off the line. Try and push him to go around the outside. Don't leave him space on the inside, that's fine. Go on all the way around. Don't drop in front of me.
Keep on him. He might make a mistake.
You sod. I hate it when they do that. The AI do that in this game. Did it last game. I think they've done it for a long time, to be honest. But they jump in front of you and then slam on the brakes for their braking zone, and it just catches me out every time. We can stay with Russell here and at least get DRS off the back straight. That will keep us safe to Alonso for another lap. Oh! Russell weaving all over the place there. In the braking zone as well. Naughty boy. There we we go. Right, I think we'll still be alright for DRS this lap, which will hold us away from Alonso. Let me do that. Thank you for the follow, by the way, as well. Much appreciated. Bit more ERS just to try and close up to him, see what the
Gap to the car
DRS is like.
by a few tenths per lap.
Oh, it's good, you know. Oh, mega lunge down the inside there of Russell. Beautiful. Oh, a little slidey on the exit, though. Wonder if we can just see that back in replay. He braked really early. It's a shame the camera angle didn't switch to the other end, actually. Again, I wish they'd start giving us a bit more freedom and control over... a bit more freedom over the camera angles here. This is like the... I don't know which camera mode they actually call this. But it's the one that effectively changes as you go through, supposedly cleverly based on track points and things like that. But that was good. What kind of wheels are used by the esports players? How much throttle? Go on there directly. So a lot of them will actually use. In fact, let me just go into settings here. A lot of them will use. I'll show you. So in F1, in the official F1 esports, a lot of them will use the round. Okay. Now, why is it doing that? One moment. Right. There we go, that's off. Right. So a lot of them will use a wheelbase. A lot of them will use something like this, which is the Fanatec. Is it the Club Sport Formula V2? I think it's 2.5. In fact, we can go to this one because that will be bigger. So I think the pinging audio sound was probably me disconnecting the wheel. But they'll use something like this, and certainly in the official F1 esports competition, I believe they're still it's still sponsored by Fanatec, so they have to use equal hardware as such. So they will use a wheelbase like this or similar kind of Formula layout, and then their wheelbase. I think they're all running. It's the Podium DD2. I think in previous iterations it was DD1, or it might be you can use the DD1 or DD2. But yeah, they'll all use a wheel like that, and kind of use from there. I know a lot of them have their own personal preferences around some of their equipment as well. So some of them will use Moser equipment. A lot of them I know use, I think it's SimCube wheels. The kind of key difference is some of the kind of customization that they have on the wheelbase. A lot of them have integrated displays, so they can actually see things like tire pressures, tire wear and vehicle damage on the actual wheelbase design, rather than having to use the in-game UI, and they can look down quickly and check those things. Ultimately, I think probably a lot of them would say, other than like little nuances in how it feels, maybe the grips and the paddles as well, which again on this one's just a single paddle either side, but you can get the more advanced paddle system set, which I think has 2 additional paddles at the top for clutches. 2 at the bottom for additional clutch or dedicated clutch pedals. Or paddles rather, and then at the top 2 additional ones, which I know some drivers use actually as a DRS switch and an ERS switch, rather than using buttons on the front of the wheel. For me, I've got, I don't know if it will show up quickly or correctly, I've got, I think it's here, yeah, this is my DRS switch, and I've got a pit button next to it. On this side, I've actually left the other labeled buttons on, but one of these is my wrong side. One of these is my ERS button. I think it's this one, which I've actually use a push and hold rather than a toggle on, because there are a number of times when I've been driving along and I've accidentally left it on, and then of course you put your foot down, there's a bit too much power going through and the car spins out immediately. Other than that, you have got some rotary switches. The middle one you actually don't use unless you've got or can't be used. It's a configuration option. It's to determine if you do have the panel pack, extra paddle pack rather, on the back of the wheel. It allows you to change basically what the paddles do. The other paddles, though, I do use the one on the left I use for actually the ERS management and mode option, deployment mode option. So that's quite useful. Annoyingly, because of the rule changes in F1, we can't actually change that in the race now, but it's incredibly useful in things like practice sessions where you want to perhaps stay out, do another lap. You can turn it down to hold more charge in the car, or to have it for you when you're out and running. You can put it into the hot lap mode, and then that's a useful way of, again, allowing you to simulate your race pace. And then the other side I actually use for engine mode, which actually you can use in the race. If under a safety car, for example, you can actually shift that down into low fuel, into low mode to save a bit of fuel, which is useful. No, you're more than happy to ask questions. It's always nice to hear from someone that's, you know, kind of coming into this and getting you. And again, I'm by no means an expert on any of this. I'm purely someone that's enjoys my racing games, even if I'm not very good at them. And again, I've found a lot of fun and enjoyment through actually using, you know, a slightly more in serious piece of hardware and wheel like this. It's great fun. You know, and certainly, you know, well worth the money spent on it, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But no, absolutely fine to ask questions. Hopefully that's been somewhat useful. If you're not already, I definitely recommend having a look out for some of the esports drivers' Twitch channels, because they'll, whilst they may not be able to reply to all of it themselves, their mods and their general community are also really, really knowledgeable. So you'll probably be able to find out some more info on specific bits of hardware and things like that on their Twitch channels. So definitely have a look around for those. Equally, you can check out a couple of... so if you've watched any of the F1 Creator Series channels, that's going on at the moment. So that's lots of really cool and enthusiastic Twitch creators who are in a Twitch series that one of them actually set up. So that's, I think the actual the person that set it up was Dirk Chocolate, and that's been converted into this creator series, which is really good for now. And you've got people like GB. Is it GB86? You've got the likes of Tim McMurdoch, Alex Gillen, and loads others. Infratic is another one, but they all stream on Twitch, and they are all using all sorts of different pieces of hardware. I'm sure they'll be able to kind of feedback on things like that, and equally they'll have links to their equipment and what they use. It's definitely worth a check out, because it's a really useful way to see what other people are using and how they're getting on with it. Really, glad to hear it. They do. They certainly do. Right, you're very welcome. Let me do that. Very welcome. Right, let's just make sure the game picks up my wheel. It should do. There we go. Cool, right. Right, I know there is a bug with the game. I've had this happen to me once or twice before. Sometimes when you go into the menu and change the wheel, you lose force feedback briefly, and apparently the fix is just to go back into the menus, go into settings, come out of settings again. So let's see if we've got any feedback and Russell doesn't ruin us into the next corner. I think there's feedback, but I'm not sure. No, there's no feedback. It's loose and floppy, like a wet flannel. Don't know why I use that analogy, but it's there now. Oh god, I need to wait until I get around this corner to pause. There we go. Oh! And change the scene. Thank you very much. Always a good shout as well. That's right, you've not seen my weird driving with the wheel. Right, let's go back in now, and hopefully that will be the right settings applied. Let's go. Oh, I think we're all right. I think we've just about held him up. I think the direct... think the feedback's there. I could be wrong, though. This is edge of seat stuff. Trying to... No, it's not there. It's too soft. What's happened? The wheel. Let's just try and fix it. Let's turn it off and on again. Switch back through. So you might hear some doo-dum. That's just the Fanatec wheelbase going right. Set 2. Oh god, what am I doing? No, don't replay. Pushing buttons. Right, let's just check settings on the wheel. Yeah, wheel's good. Let's try it now. That's better. Yep, I've got force feedback back.
Caution, caution.
What happened? Is that a Ferrari? What happened? I don't understand.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Oh, he's going down the inside. I left him too much space.
Some information on Perez.
No way,
They're
Perez is out.
retiring from the
Oh,
race.
and Leclerc ballsed up. Amazing.
Green flag.
Oh,
Okay,
safety car,
full
yes!
Caution, the safety car's out. Keep an eye on the
Perfect.
delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta.
I'm trying to slow
Okay, the
down, but my
officials have
god.
deployed the safety car due to multiple cars being stopped on track. Mind your delta.
Right, we need to box this lap
There's a
and
new
go for...
strategy available on the MFD.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Go on to the mediums now. This delta is ridiculous, though. We're going so slowly. I mean, I know the safety car's out, but...
Understood. Stopping this lap. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Wide. Let's not ruin the car, please. Just remember where my pit button is. God, it's going so slow. My foot is barely... I mean, 10% throttle, maybe? There we go. And then you lose so much time out and you're so positive. Block up there. Didn't quite line that up properly. Never mind. Everything's fine. Right. See what we can do. Leaders have pitted. Everyone's coming in behind us. This is good. This is good.
Aiden's in the pits. Aiden in
Oh
the
god,
pits.
is he? Double stack.
Okay, let's
Okay,
go
we're out.
now.
We out in front of George?
Perfect
Yes, we are.
job from you and the crew
Beautiful.
there, mate. We're delighted with that.
Tyres are
Pit
stone
strategy
cold.
complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
As far as I'm aware, everyone pitted under the safety car. This wheel is still not right, I think. Maybe it is now under speed. Yeah, it is now. How's the wear looking? Gearbox 12%. Yeah. Why did that go into replay? Temperature into the fronts. There we go.
Okay, let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember, we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car.
Oh, I don't know. I think we were in 10 there, Mark. So we did, what, 7 laps? on the softs. They were rated for between 9 and 13, I think, for the pit window. We were aiming to come in for, I think, about lap 8 or 9, with the projected actually falling off a little bit before then, so that's not too bad. So 12 laps on these mediums. Should be absolutely fine. I wonder what happened with Leclerc and Perez. Did they come together, or they must have done? But there was a yellow flag out on the track before we even, on the main straight, before that even kind of happened. And actually it was, yeah, I don't know, we'll have to have a look in the race director or in the replay maybe. God, you can understand when the drivers now in real life say the safety car needs to speed up. This is painfully slow. So what have we got? We've got Russell, Alonso. Who else behind? Norris. Joe Guan Yu, okay. And then I think that's Stroll behind him. Yeah, Stroll, and then is that an AlphaTauri, I think, maybe? I don't know what's happened to Hamilton, but he had, yeah, that awful start and he's never picked back up again. Tyre temps are okay, 2% on each. It's okay at the moment. 1% a lap so far. Oh. Safety car in this lap, okay. To warm the tyres a little bit more.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
We're going to bolt after this corner. Gone. I had to lift up, they weren't fully green.
Here's some information on Hulkenberg. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. Okay, clear.
Russell's right on our derriere now. Fortunately, these new tyres, at least for the next lap or two, can allow us just to hold him back in the corners where we're slowest, just by being able to put the traction down a little bit more. But need to try and, I mean, I just don't think we've got the straight line speed to stay with Russell and Verstappen for too long, not without sacrificing our tyres. I mean, everyone's in the same boat, but it's going to be hard pushed, I think, to keep up with their pace whilst getting the tyres to the end and not falling too far down the order. So if we can keep Russell behind for a little bit longer, that'll be good. It's certainly a good amount of points for our first race. Well, quite a bit of ERS there, but it's right behind us. You have to go around the outside, Russell.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.8 seconds.
Don't look up, don't look up. Magic. I'll leave him the space though. Oh, yeah, got a better drive out there. Tell you what, off the line, this car is good. Can we switch back? early. That's fine. Might be able to pick him up on the back straight here coming up. We'll be in DRS range. I don't think we've got DRS just yet. No, we're going to be close enough for a nice little slip stream. A little bit of ERS, we might be able to go up the inside. Right. Bit too much curb. If we can stay with him for DRS now, we might be okay. It's gonna be all we've got to defend from Alonso, I think. Yeah, the mediums are definitely better under braking. He says as the rear steps out. Let's feather it round. Need to be a little bit tighter there, but need to try and catch up to George a little bit. Just try and stay in DRS, especially for the start-finish straight, because it will really help us in our battle with Alonso behind. It's going to be a war of attrition, I think, in terms of tyre wear right at the end. Who's looked after their tyres the best? Who's still got some rubber left to grip with? I know inherently the AI on previous games have been really good with their tyre management, so it'll be interesting to see if that's the same here, or maybe we'll be able to jump up a little bit right towards the end if we've got that advantage. It may be we don't. Oh, back end almost stepped out. Probably should have shifted to second just for a bit more braking. No worries, let me do that. Thanks for stopping in, and yeah, do come back and let us know what you go for in the end. That'd be great. I'm just going to quickly, I saw something pop up on my phone. Yeah. Just need to sort out. Millie's messaged me. We've got a we have my phone, Millie's phone, and my mum's phone all on like a shared contract plan. But it means it means that a couple of the sims, I think it's Millie's and my mum's, have less data, but we can like ping data out to other phones and things. It rolls over, which is really nice. But it does mean that periodically poor old Millie runs out of data on her phone and then messages me to say, oh, can you just add a bit more data to my phone? So just going to do that because I know she's at work and she's likely stuck for internet access without it. So let me just take a brief pause, just chill a moment from the calamity of the race so far. Let's actually have a look at the race director. Let's see, is it going to tell us what happened? So nothing earlier. Ah, so there we are. So both Perez and Hulkenberg out with mechanical failure. So what happened with Leclerc then? Bizarre. Everyone's gone soft to medium though. No one's gone for the hards, which I think is very wise. Let's just see if I can. Okay, right, mobile. But yeah, I know some people, especially with the 35% races, have said that it's been nice for them to see it's been nice for them to see that they the AI in this year's game are taking slightly different strategies, especially with that slightly longer race format. But I was kind of hoping that more would start on the medium tyre, to be honest, and then switch to the softs at the end. But to be fair, they'd have been ruined by the safety car, because the only really sensible thing for them to... Oh, I guess there's only two options. They could have pitted for the hards, because the softs just wouldn't get to the end, even under a safety car. They wouldn't do 12 laps well. I guess they could have stayed out on track for track position, but then they'd have had to have pitted again. So... yeah, it's a tough one, really, but maybe that's why. Maybe it didn't. And again, I know that there'll be different strategies based on different tracks as well, so perhaps that's the easiest thing to do. Right, I've done that for Millie. Let me just message her back, and then she can carry on with her day. See how we do on time. Okay, we should just be in time for the F1 at 3:30. There we go. Sorted. Let's jump back to the racing. So, we're currently fourth. We've got Alonso catching us up fairly quickly. We're trying to hold on to the back of Russell. Where's Hamilton? Hamilton's down in 13th. Jeez. Blimmin' heck. He's had an awful race. I tell you what, though, look, Aiden Jackson, though, up into 10th. It's a good first outing so far for Pickle Force Racing. Let's see how we go. Hank slapper there. Just managed to pick it up in time. It is getting better. It has gotten a lot better in this game, to be fair. That's something actually in the general force feedback that this game now provides. It's definitely there's definitely better detail given. It's much easier. It doesn't really do it justice, but it is much easier to catch the car when it does slide. It's still just as easy to let it slide out and not be in a good spot, but right, we're going to be in trouble here because Alonso is right up close. We're not in DRS range of Russell. I'm slightly sensitive to the fact that oh, you know what, we just about did it. We managed to get DRS on Russell. It's not going to stop Alonso from coming past, at least not outright, but
okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
We might be able to hang it around the outside. Yes, we have. Alonso had to cede the position. Nice. Okay, that actually has done us a load of favours. We can just catch up to Russell again and stay within that DRS of him. That will essentially keep us ahead of Alonso, I think. Right, don't look up here. I think we're going to miss out on DRS here, but Alonso's falling back though a bit, and Norris is closer to Alonso. It's good. Okay, we're still out of range from Russell, but in terms of DRS, but Alonso is probably far enough back that DRS is not going to get him close enough to us for the overtake here. Yeah, we're all right. We're all right. Russell is gaining, I think, just about on Alonso. Wide hit. Picked up a bit of marbling on the tyres, which isn't great. Alonso's right on the back of us though, but he was a little bit squirrely out of that corner, which has helped us, but he's coming through here very quick. Nice and tight there. If anything, I wonder if we should try and back Alonso up into Norris a little bit, try and take the pressure off. But that will effectively be us giving away any hope of catching Russell. But I mean, I think they've just got that little bit better pace through the medium and high speed corners with not really making inroads. We're just about hanging on to the back of him, but not inside DRS. Cars are looking okay. Little snap there, but we're doing all right.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Alonso is coming though. He's very close now. Oh. It's a better corner though. Drizzling as the sprint prep starts. Ah, well that will make for an exciting race. And I tell you what, it might even improve the chances of the two Mercedes boys. They had absolutely shocking sprint qualifying sessions. But good old Lando up in P3. He's having a great great weekend so far here here in Austria. Well, say here at Austria, not here. We're at Bahrain. But he does. He he likes this track. He likes the Austrian track. He's done well here. Sorry, he's done well there. the last few years. So, hopefully they can just carry that forward both in the sprint and possibly even the race tomorrow, because he qualified well there. Looks like the McLaren upgrades so far have done really well. I tell you what, we are actually making inroads on Russell here. I wonder if he's struggling a little bit or just easing back because of tyre wear. Oh, back slipped out a little bit there though. Need to try and be a little bit tighter off of turn 1. Not that tight though, blimey. Just because the car's running out and picking up all these marbles and I'm losing, might have seen it just then, I'm losing a little bit of traction, which is definitely not what I need in these final few laps. Definitely don't need that, please. Come on. Ah! We were catching Russell, but we've slipped back a little bit. And Alonso's caught us back up, so he's possibly just dropped off a little bit, just to maybe even recharge a little bit of ERS and be back on us. But we went a little wide there. We have to use a bit of ERS that we've been saving to keep Alonso behind, I think. Right, use a bit here, try and hold us away from Alonso with the DRS behind, and also perhaps try and catch up to Russell a smidge. It's better. No marbles. Yeah, we've taken a little bit of time out of Russell there, and we've added
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
the time behind with Alonso. Come on. I really don't want it to be a last lap lunge from either me on Russell or Alonso on me. That's when mistakes happen. Oh, come on. We're gaining in that first sector, and then just as we go from sector 1 into sector 2, we're just losing it under braking a little bit, and the initial traction, I'm being quite tentative, I think, about putting the power down. Okay, we're in DRS range. This could be it. A little wide there on entry. It's fine, we're going to have DRS to pull us along. I think Alonso was out of DRS there, just going into the final checkpoint. Oh, Russell looking a bit squirrely at the front. We're not going to have him here. We might have him on the back straight or even going into the main straight for the last lap. Got to keep it really tidy. Save as much ERS as we can. We're only going to have one chance, I think, to make this move unless Russell makes a mistake. Oh, that was the rears I just felt disappear braking into that corner. Sold him with a dummy. Oh! We're not going to be able to quite hold it. Oh! Have to back out. In years gone by, I'd have definitely stuck it out around there and pushed Russell wide, but been on the receiving end of that as well, and it just doesn't look like it. Right, we might be able to get him here. You have to be brave. Come on, brakes, don't fail me now. Yes.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Come on. We're not going to catch Sainz, that's fine. We just need to hold off Russell. Come on, brakes. And tyres, stay with me. Tyres are not healthy. Mark, be quiet. I just want to hold on to third. Oh, caught a bit of marbling. Right. Oh. Dream. Got a dream exit there. Got the power down. Russell's too far back to do anything. Yes. Come on. Like 3 corners to go. Oh, no. I've gone wide. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Come on. What a first outing this would be in my team. Oh, beautifully done. Beautiful. Come on. Woo! Yes. Hey, look.
Yes, mate.
We
I'll
didn't
take
crash.
that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done.
Oh,
Yes.
man. And Yuki Tsunoda gets driver of the day. Well, let's see where Yuki started, but I feel like we were due that. Oh, that was really good. Really, really good. Tell you what, the car definitely held together really well in the latter part of that stint. And the mediums were definitely... I actually think the mediums were the best tyre all weekend. The softs just... I don't know. So twitchy under braking. It was... Yeah, not fun. But yeah, well, there we go. What a start to my team. I tell you what, we've almost... we're over halfway to our sponsors goal for the year. We need 25 points to 25 points for the sponsor goal in the championship over the course of the year. We're going to get what? Is it 16, 15 points, something like that? A good points haul. Look at that, onto the podium, first race. And actually, you know what? Sainz was not miles ahead. It'd be interesting to see how far the gap was to Verstappen, but that bodes well, I feel, for our car. I mean, he's a midfield contender as well. You know, that's good, a good showing. Equally, maybe it's a sign that I need to put the AI level up a little bit, but it was the same AI level on my team last year, so you know, a good starting point, if nowhere else. So what did we have? Yeah, so look, overall we were 1.8-ish seconds off of Sainz ahead, and then only 5, almost 6 off of Max. That's not bad. Where did Yuki Tsunoda?
It's time to check out the constructors' standings, and Red Bull take over as
So Yuki started 19th, got to 13th. So that's not bad. But I tell you what, we did well to get by Russell and stay there. And actually, you know what? Alonso never actually made a challenge on us, I think. Thanks, BR. That's I'm very happy with that. That's a great first outing for Pickle Force Racing. Both cars in the points. That's really good. We're 16 points up. We've only got to get another 9 points across the whole season to meet our sponsorship goal. So we're going to smash that, which is great. And where did Hamilton finish up? Yeah, okay, made it back up to 8th, but again, really not a good race from him. Let's save the full race replay, and then I think what we'll do before I drop off for the sprint race, we'll have a quick look at highlights. You may need a challenge of an... Well, I was going to say you, me, and Haxo need to do some F1 23 together, but I'd very much be up for doing a 2-player co-op for sure. That'll be really good fun. I think I did a little bit on F1 22, but I don't think I've done like 2-player game before. I was meaning a demon. No, God, I want to win races, BR. I want to survive. I don't want to be taken out by my own teammate. Poor old demon. Let's have a look at the highlights then. Let's see what happens. We'll keep the sidebar up just to see. But we had a good start. Yeah, Hamilton just completely bogged down. And actually, we did quite well at the beginning to kind of weave through. There was both Ferraris and also Russell that we were trying to navigate into turn 1, but managed to slow the car down and actually stay ahead of Russell and didn't push out too wide there, which was good. But yeah, we kind of had everyone then trailing behind us for a little while. But we definitely caught up again in the second phase of the race after the safety car. The restart was good. Although I'd be interested to see if it's going to show us a highlight of the restart, because I actually think I got caught out. But I was looking at the top left of the screen for the yellow flag, for the yellow warning to go green when it to signify the start of the restart of racing. So this was our dive on Russell, and we managed to go round the outside here. Yeah, Russell just he was pinched on the inside, and he was very, very slow on the exit, so that worked out nicely for us. And this was... Yeah, this was lap 5, so Russell had gotten back in front at this point, and we just managed to slow ourselves down. And then lap 6, we managed to get back in front of Russell with the use of the DRS, which was great. I mean, really good to see plenty of overtaking here. We ran a little wide here. I think it will be side by side as we come up the hill down into turn 10. And Russell was going for the switchback, and actually, you know, I mean, we left him space. He was alongside us here, and it was a bit of a drag race to the end of the end of the back straight here. We actually held pace really nicely, and actually just about kept it on track to pull ahead. Russell probably had to lift maybe a little bit to hold traction on the inside line, with Alonso then behind him. And then this was so this was just look. So actually, you kind of just saw it there. It looks like Perez. Yeah, Perez was off to the side there, and I really don't know what happened there. Lap 7. I tell you what, we'll have a quick look at it in the replay before we jump off in a moment. But let's have a look at the replay, and then let's skip. I can skip laps. Here we go. So let's now go. Oh right, so fine. So Perez was going along fine behind Max. This must be where the mechanical failure happened. So I'm guessing he pulls off to the right-hand side here in a minute, goes wide, and then we've actually got Leclerc and Sainz going past. And then what does Leclerc do? Oh, Leclerc just spun. Yeah, so Perez just did that. So let's have a look at it from Leclerc's. They came in. He just got on the throttle too early. And actually, you know what? His teammate did well there to miss him, really. But he was having an absolute mare because he couldn't come on and safely rejoin with everyone coming around. So he had to wait. And that really screwed his race. Actually, where did Leclerc finish in the end? '11th. Yeah, so he just never managed to get going, which is a shame. A shame that he didn't make inroads actually there after the safety car, but there we go. Right, let's just go through this, and then we'll just see if there's someone F1ing that we can go and raid. Perfect, there we go. So that's perfect timing. So we will quit out to the main menu. I tell you what, I'll just move the mic around a sec. I'm just gonna play ball, and we'll drop to the end screen. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed. Great to be able to do a stream on a Saturday. I'm hopefully going to be able to do more of these over the next few weeks. We'll definitely be doing some more F1 My Team, and again, come August, we'll be looking to stream some Baldur's Gate with a variety of different groups and friends for sure. And then in September, it'll be Starfield. So lots to look forward to, lots to have fun and play as we go forward, which will be good. Thanks, Will. Glad you enjoyed, and thanks for your first time in chat as well. Really appreciate it. Let's see if we can find someone who's also doing a bit of F1. Maybe someone that's doing some F1 My Team as well. That would be cool. Let's have a little look. See. Let's have a ganders. There's quite a few people. I suspect people will be dropping off shortly for the sprint race, or maybe they'll be doing a watch along. Who knows? Let's actually, I tell you what, speaking of watch alongs, we'll go and raid Matt P1 Tommy. So they do all sorts from, you might have known them, they were both heavily involved in WTF1, and they've now separated off from that. They've got their own kind of company organization who are very much focused on the two of them bringing together their collaborative skills to present both a wide range of Formula One related topics, from esports to real world F1 events and sports as well. So definitely a good channel to go and have a look at. So we'll go and raid them. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning on in. We'll hopefully catch you again soon for another stream. There'll be community games with Millie streaming tomorrow evening, and some more V Rising. But yeah, for now, ciao for now.